their turn 1 bird, their turn 1 elf. You want to be able to kill the ooze that is indestructible, that will grow every turn. You know, Ratchet Bomb is slow. I tested that matchup last night. Ratchet Bomb is very slow. Day of Judgment, depending on how popular this green deck becomes, and the human decks, Day of Judgment is good. You know, it's annoying against Undying guys, but I feel Day of Judgment was worse against Delver, but we're seeing less and less Delver.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I mean, that may end up being how the format shakes out. The other thing is that he's just playing a ton of Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
And Planeswalkers are pretty good right now. I mean, it's not like if Delver starts to wane a little bit, we could see Planeswalkers be, you know, what they once were.
Yeah, and I like how Shaheen has the Geist of Saint Traps in his sideboard. That's what I did when I built my Esper deck for Orlando. My plan was to board into like Geist against other control decks, because you have so much dead removal and they kind of wouldn't be expecting it. What is Praetor's Grasp? I forgot. Do you know offhand?
Praetor's Grasp is the -4/-4.
Predator's Grasp. Okay, yeah.
Or no. Is that the search their library for a card? Whoa, that's
Yeah.
All right.
-4/-4 is Grasp of Darkness.
Yeah.
But all right, so we have John Wolfrun versus Shaheen's Esper control deck with the ever fresh Evolving Wilds that he gets to play.
Search their library for a card. So it costs 3. It's
Oh,
a
okay,
sorcery.
sure.
You search your opponent's library for a card and you exile it. You
Yep.
put it face down, and then you can play that card.
Yeah, I really like this Esper deck. I'm not sure exactly what Shaheen's record is. I think he's 3-0. We can double check that in a second for you guys.
I'm assuming he's 3-0.
Yeah. So Shaheen has down a Plains, and it looks like he's going to play a second land in the form of Isolated Chapel. So no blue mana, you know, either not representing Mana Leak or just doesn't have Mana Leak, and he'll pass a turn. And there's a turn 3 Liliana. So first couple of turns, no one really doing too much. All of a sudden, Liliana's in play, and they're going to go up to 4. Yeah, the go for the throw should not be revealed yet.
And Shaheen discards a Curse of Death's Hold.
Yep, so Liliana's ticked up to 4, and there's a Solemn Sim lock room for Michael.
And now, Curse of Death's Hold isn't actually that bad against Michael. I mean, it does prevent him from winning with his Inkmoth Nexuses.
Yeah, if he wanted to have that curse in play, but he decided to discard it. Now, the thing about Soorani in the Esper deck, it really fills up the 4-drop slot. That's what.
Beautifully.
Yeah, it was really lacking. You know, on turn 4, what do you really do? You just Snapcaster, try to return a Mana League, maybe a Doomblade, but now you actually have a good threat. All right, so Shaheen will draw his card. There's a Seachrome Coast. With Esper, it is sometimes frustrating when you have a lot of coming to play tap lands, but he has an island. He actually discards a Seachrome Coast and takes a Liliana up to 5 counters. Passes the turn. Let's see what Michael decides to do here. So he's going to knock Liliana down to 3. Now, Liliana is so good because not only are you limiting the resources that your opponent has, because you could always just discard Think Twices or Forbidden Alchemies, even Lingering Souls if you decided to play it. And meanwhile, it's soaking up the damage that you normally would be taking. Michael's short on red mana here, and Liliana goes back up to 4. I feel like there's a good chance Gideon's going to make an appearance.
Yeah, Gideon Jura.
Yeah.
Super powerful spell.
Shaheen might not want to play Gideon because he has Mana Leak, and he's afraid that Michael's going to go 6 land from Evil Titan.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the things you're worried about against these types
Wow, he
of decks.
discards the Gideon. That's very interesting.
Huh. Yeah, so I think what his plan is here is that...
He's just Consecrated Sphinx. That's his plan.
He's just... I'm going to try to Mana Leak a 6, and then I'm going to cast Consecrated Sphinx.
All right. Liliana goes down to 2. Yep, there's a Primeval Titan, so Shaheen's plans works perfectly. Michael plays right into the Mana Leak, and then Shaheen draws another Gideon off the top, just to make his play look even better. But he decides to discard it, and he'll, to get Michael's last card, which happened to be a Grave Titan. So everything worked out pretty much perfectly for Shaheen this game, making his deck look crystal clear, pretty much perfect,
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine if he had a turn 4 Soorani, how sweet it would have been. He wouldn't have even had to discard.
All right. So, what do you think? All right, so Michael just has. I mean, so he has access to 7 land now because of the rampant growth. But all right, so Shaheen draws. So Shaheen has 3 cards in his hand, and he's gonna get to draw 2 more. I mean, once Sphinx comes down, the game's like pretty much over. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're untapping with a Sphinx. I mean, the extent to which Shaheen is winning.
All right, there's Karn.
He cast a Karn right now.
Yeah. So, I think that's pretty much. Yeah, there's almost no way that Michael could win this game. Shaheen's just playing extremely powerful cards.
Yeah.
And
these cards win games.
Yeah, it really does. All right, so Karn will tick down to 3. He wants to eat Michael's only source of red. Removes that mountain from the game. Puts it under the Karn.
Yeah.
All right,
and
Michael.
Pack it in.
Yeah, scoops it up. All right, so that was a one-sided, lopsided game in favor of Shaheen. So Shaheen is going to bring in. Is this destroys all enchantments?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Paralescence.
Paralescence. I think Shaheen's going to bring in. What do you think about him bringing in a couple of Celestial Purges? Think it's worth it to handle Grave Titan or not?
I probably wouldn't.
Would not. I mean, also.
I think like Day of Judgment's just a better Grave Titan answer.
Sure. Okay. I mean, it also could target the Glissa, but I definitely could see Purge not coming in. Do you think maybe Batter Skull comes in, or do you think Sheen kind of likes the way his deck is set up now? He could bring in the Praetor's Grasp.
I don't know if I want to bring Praetor's Grasp. I don't know if he has much he can really bring in.
Okay.
So the curse? Where's the curse?
Well, he's got 3 curses main deck.
Do you think he keeps those in?
Well, yeah, I think the curses are pretty good because
They block Ink Moth. And then,
yeah.
So they shut off that whole plan.
I think
and
maybe
they also kill the 1-up birds.
Yeah, I think there's a chance that he'll leave in maybe 1 curse, but come to think about it, he'll actually take out all the curses. I think he's gonna bring in the Praetor's Grasp. I think that's what he wants to do. He wants to bring the Praetor's Grasp. There's a chance he brings in the Geist of Saint Traps, just to go aggro on him. I mean, Ratchet Bomb doesn't really do too much against Michael, so I can see him boarding out his 2 Ratchet Bombs and his 3 Curse of Death Souls. And then he was going to bring in 2 Praetor's Grasp and 3 Geist of Saint Traps. So
Seems to make sense.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Shaheen doesn't have any extra counter magic in his board. I would have liked to have seen a lot of the time you get into these matchups where you're like, oh, I don't really have any really good sideboard cards here, and you'd rather just have some counter spells.
Yeah, Shaheen doesn't have many counter spells. He only has 4 Mana Leaks main deck.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
the other thing is that he only has 2 Snapcaster Mage. So a lot of the blue-black decks, have Mana Leaks, Dissipates, and some versions might have more Snapcaster Mage as well. So it's a bit different, and Shaheen's going more for a power type curve, where he wants to just play his Planeswalkers.
Out of the sideboard he could have against Wolf Run decks.
Yeah.
Some counter spells.
Well, especially now that the green deck picked up a popularity, I can see more people sideboarding Flash Freeze.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, Flash Freeze is the problem is that a lot of people may have taken a page from Conley Wood's book, like Michael has, and they're instead of just playing these green-red Wolf Run decks, they're playing green-black decks. And when they get to their 6, your Flash Freeze might not be able to counter a Grave Titan. Or it definitely wouldn't be able to counter a Grave Titan. But that might be what they have instead of a regular Titan. And then you're kind of, up the creek without a paddle.
Sure, but I mean, Flash Rise still hits the Primeval Titan, Glissa, Rampant Growth, Acidic Slime, Green Sun Zenith.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you definitely would bring it in.
So
I'm just saying you may just want Dissipate, because the 6s are really all that matters, right?
Yeah, I think the problem with Dissipate is that I don't think Shaheen could, always have double blue.
Yeah, on the turn he needs it.
Yeah, especially where
it's kind of splashy for him.
Where I mean, it's
Snapcaster's double blue though when he's using it.
Yeah, with Mana Leak, but you know, it's not when it's with a Doomblade or Go for the Throat. I'm just surprised that Shaheen doesn't have Tragic Slip in his deck. I mean, he does have 5 swamps, so he could have a turn 1, you know, black, you know, have the black source to cast it.
Yeah,
also, he has
he
Dark Shore. Yeah, so we'll see how the rest of the match plays out, and we'll see if Shaheen does well in the rest of the tournament. If he does, then you know maybe Esper Control with Sorin kind of is a steady deck in the metagame.
Yeah, I would love to see him draw some Sorins this game.
Yeah, I want to see Sorin in action.
Now, funny thing, do you think that Shaheen playing Sorin has anything to do with his last name kind of sounding Sorinish?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Sorin.
But I like you know how you're thinking.
Yeah, I was, you know,
So-
digging a little deep there.
What do you think about Shaheen choosing to play Conjugated Sphinx over any Titan, or you know possibly Elish Norn?
That's just what you want in these decks.
Sphinx is the best?
Sphinx, you just, if you like, you don't even have to untap with it. You just pass the turn with it, and it's,
Pretty good.
yeah, it's backbreaking.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely
It's,
see that.
Like, worst case scenario, you just Muldrifter if you cast it and, like, get to pass it over to them.
Yeah. All right. So finishing up sideboarding. About to see a game 3. Game 2, excuse me. So do you think Shaheen's gonna take down this match? What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, he's up a game. It's whichever player's up a game, I'll always put money on them. Yeah.
Okay.
But I also I like Shaheen's deck a lot.
Yeah.
I think Shaheen's playing a pretty innovative control deck, and I love when control decks are good. I think control decks create like fun board states, fun, you know, just like they make for fun games of Magic, where you're being interactive and you're looking for like correct cards to deal with specific things.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So we're here in game 2. So Michael has access to now 3 lands because he decides to play a turn 2 Sphere of the Suns, and Shaheen will go fetch up an island.
No.
So his mana leaks are really important to stop Michael from, you know, what he's trying to do.
I mean, if he doesn't have a mana leak here, he could be in some trouble. Even if he does, when you're on the draw as a control deck against one of these Primeval Titan decks, it's hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Even when you're playing more counter Magic than Shaheen is, it's still hard.
Yeah, definitely is. All right, so Shaheen will pass with a Swamp and an Island open. And there is a turn 3 Solemn Simulacrum. That's going to resolve. And Shaheen draws a Sorin. I don't know how much good Sorin is if your opponent just plays a Primeval Titan next turn.
Yeah. It's, not quite as good then.
What does he have here? Alright, so it's a Praetor's Grasp. He's going to go fetch up a Grave Titan, I believe. Maybe a Solemn. What do you think? You put a Solemn to the front. There's a yeah. Wow, the 2 cards that I thought he might.
Yeah, Thompson and Grave Titan.
Yeah.
The 2 picks here.
Well, Solemn will give him a play for next turn, but Shaheen does have the Sorin. So if Shaheen has the planes, maybe he's gonna go get the Grave Titan, so he'll have a big threat for turn 6. Yeah, there's a Sorin you can see on the bottom of your screen.
Now, so one of the things Shaheen got to do there also is, you know, he gets to count how many Primeval Titans are left in the deck.
Did you see what he took?
Like that. I believe he took the Solemn Simulacrum.
Okay. He doesn't have the planes. So I don't think he has a 4th land besides that Evolving Wilds.
Yeah, I think he has the Titan.
Does Michael have the Titan? Because if Michael has the Titan, I think this game's over right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, ow, Acidic Slime.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Not as devastating, but very, very, very powerful. All right,
Yep.
so Solomon and the Acelus line beat in. Yeah, Shaheen's in a world of hurt now.
Yeah, he's at 14.
Yeah. So we'll see what Shaheen decides to do. What do you think Shaheen's plan is now? Just to scoop it up.
Lose. Yeah, like
I mean, you go for the throw at the Primeval Titan, you still lose to the to the 2 creatures that Michael has combined with the lands that he fetched up. You know?
Yeah, I mean he's gonna get Keswick Wolf Run.
Yeah.
Oh no, he got an Ingmoth and he didn't get a Wolf Run. So if he doesn't get the Wolf Run here, does that give Gerard a chance to get back into this game a little bit?
Oh, I'm Gerard.
Or I'm sorry, does that give Shaheen a chance to get back in a little bit here?
No, I think even though the Soorani came down, I think the game is just too out of reach with the Wolf Run and the Nexus.
Well, he doesn't have the Wolf Run. He didn't get a Wolf Run.
No, there's a Wolf Run there.
Oh, he just drew it.
No, it's it's hidden between the swamp and the forest.
Oh, okay,
he just touched there. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
never mind. All right. So Soren's dead. A Thrun comes down for Michael, putting Shaheen in an even worse position than he already was. And Shaheen's probably just going to pack this one in.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially when you're playing this type of slow control deck. I don't think this is the type of thing you want to...
So he actually ended up taking the Grave Titan. He revealed it at the end of the game.
When you're playing a control deck like this, it's important to recognize when you have no chance of winning.
Yeah.
So that you know you can scoop. Because, I mean, your deck takes a long time to win.
Yes, exactly. So... All right. So Shaheen is going to be on the play for Game 3. And this could be interesting, I tell you. I think Shaheen's the favorite, just because he's on the play, and honestly, his draw, the problem with the Esper deck that I foresee, and even when I was testing him, is that sometimes you get the perfect draw, like he did Game 1, okay, and then sometimes in Game 2 he just got a terrible draw. Half the cards you couldn't cast in his hand. The Elspeth got stuck in his hand. The Praetor's Grasp that he got on a Grave Titan, he couldn't even cast it. He didn't have the early disruption to stop Michael. Michael did everything he wanted to do, and Shaheen just got crushed. So it's tough. I mean, these Esper control decks are good, but you have to draw the right answers, the right threats. You have to pretty much draw all the right cards at all the right times. For Shaheen's deck, he does have Ratchet Bomb for early removal, Doomblade, and Go for the Throat, and Mana Leak. But if you think about it, the best early disruption that Shaheen actually has is Mana Leak.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that maybe you could build a blue-black deck, only splashing white for Sorin and Lingering Souls, which allows you to play Distress, Mana Leak, maybe Dissipate. You just have better mana all around. I think Distress is a good card. I think Despise is a great card. So just for 1 black mana, especially against a deck like Michael, you could take one of his Titans, his Solemn Simulacrum.
The card I was actually thinking about was the 4 mana Mind Rot.
Yeah.
If you have cards like Mortar Pod and Gravecrawler, obviously not what we're talking about right now, but
sure.
The card in general, it's a new card that works well with a lot of these sacrifice effects that you're already going to be using.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe more of a beatdown type deck.
Yeah, and it would be really strong against these Primeval Titan type decks.
Yeah.
If you take their only 2 6s out of their hand, their deck doesn't really do much.
Yeah. As much as I like Sorin, I feel that if you want to play a control deck, blue-black control might just be better. You have really consistent mana. You have better early game. You don't have to worry about any of your lands coming into play tapped. A little more difficult to win because you definitely have less win conditions, and you have less access to cards like Timely Reinforcement or Celestial Purge, or even Revoke Resistance. And your sweeper is not as good. I feel that, even though Day of Judgment lost some credibility, I feel it's still a better sweeper than, say, Black Sun Zenith. So we'll see if Shaheen can take it on this match. Another option is
the play though. It's pretty nice.
Another option is what happens if you build a blue-white control deck and you splash black for Soorani and Lingering Souls.
And that could be strong too. The issue
So
is
you're
that you're
blue-white.
losing Liliana, and that so Lingering Souls isn't really quite as good anymore.
Okay.
And
I mean,
I'm surprised he's not playing Lingering Souls at all.
Yeah,
That card's really good.
Yeah. All right, so we're off already. Wow. So Shaheen has 2 mana and instantly mana leaks the Sphere of the Suns, especially when Michael shows that he has Nexus and Dragon Skull Summon, no green mana. And there's a Liliana. Wow. So again, pretty much a perfect draw for Shaheen, and he even discards the Think Twice. So
it's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like the games that Shaheen wins, he really wins, and the games that he loses, they're either a blowout or a struggle. So that means his deck is pretty good. All right. So, is this a turn 4 Soorani? Shaheen just drew that plane, so he's going to go turn 4 Soorani.
Yep.
Yeah, he's definitely going to discard the Karn here. Karn's not going to play much of a role at all. I actually don't like Karn in this format anymore. I think it's just too slow.
Too expensive at this
point. Too slow, yeah. Not what you want. You already have, 5-drop Planeswalkers that are going to clog up your opening hand.
But I mean, if Karn ends up being a big part of this format, we'd always just Volition Reigns it.
All right, Soorani. So, wow, this is great. This is like the dream, right?
Yeah. It's the actual dream.
Yep. And he makes a token. Let's see if Michael has anything with this. All right, he's tapping 3. There's a Liliana, killing Shaheen's Liliana. Sphere will tick down. And I think Nexus will get in, and 1 counter will come off the Soorani. Looks like Soorani draws a Doomblade. He attacks for 1.
He's going to gain a life.
Yeah, I believe he's going to make another token, and he's going to flash back to Think Twice.
Seems like a good line of plays here.
Now, Shaheen's actually in some trouble because Michael could just drop a Titan next turn.
Yeah.
It just shows the power level of this Wolf Run deck. Do you even need the Wolf Run?
I mean, it just makes it so good.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just.
I was thinking if you could just throw in like Soorani in that deck, just play like a black, green, white deck with like Titans and Ramp and stuff.
And that could be pretty good against like any type of white aggro deck if you have post sideboard Rave Revelation in conjunction with Curse of Death Toll.
Yeah, exactly.
It's impossible to lose. Right?
Yeah. All right. So there's a Think Twice from Soorani, and okay, only a Batter Skull from Michael. He's not going to do too much here, especially with those tokens getting pumped out every turn from the Soorani. All right, there's a Germ token. So Michael with a Batter Skull, 5 lands and a Sphere against a Soorani, 2 tokens, 5 lands, and Soorani's holding a Doomblade and I believe 1 other card. Soorani's definitely relieved that Michael did not have a Titan there.
Yeah, a Titan would have been bad news. Yeah. Bad news bears.
Do you think the blue actually even gives you like much? Green might give you more. Because what's better than a turn 4 Soorani? Turn 3 Soorani.
Yeah, turn 3 Soorani's so good. It's like a turn 3 Elspeth. That's why Elspeth's always good in green decks.
Yeah.
It's good in all decks.
Alright, so Soorani actually has a curse in his hand, so I guess he, decided to leave at least 1 in.
Yeah, he may actually be making some emblems right about now.
I think he might.
No.
No, just wants to beef it up again. And here comes a curse. Alright. And he's going to pass the turn. That token just represents a -1/-1. So, just signifying that the Batter Skull is only a 3/3. And now he cannot activate any of his Nexuses.
Nope. If he does, they will just die.
Yeah. So I wonder what's going to happen now. There's a shot of Michael thinking. With a fancy beanie type hat on.
Yeah. Sense of Anarchy. well-reviewed show.
Shout out to my friend Antonio. Just I was thinking about beanies. I remember one time I bought him a beanie. It was matching beanies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think I still have mine. I gotta try to find it though. Yeah,
In
a long time
Geneva?
ago. No,
Is that a good guess?
it was like 8 years ago. Amsterdam. All right, so 6 mana. Okay, so Green Sun for 5. I think he's gonna go get a acidic slime. Yep, and kill that curse.
Seems reasonable.
And yep, the Batter Skull is gonna attack. He's gonna go after the Sorin.
I mean, I can't imagine Shaheen doesn't jump here.
Yeah, he's just gonna. He's definitely gonna block. Doing a little more shuffling, why not?
Yeah, a little bit of shuffling never hurts anybody.
Every day I'm shuffling, right?
Yeah, it's true.
A little bit more shuffling. Alright, yep. So one of the tokens hits the bin, protects Sorin. Seems like a reasonable play by Soorani here. And he'll draw for his turn. He's definitely looking for a Consecrated Sphinx to put this game out of reach. The Sorin will tick up again, and he'll just pass the turn back.
It's looking like Shaheen's hand is Doomblade and... Did you see what the other card was?
No, I didn't see what it was. It looked like a spell, though. Alright, so he activates one of the Nexus, gets in with a Batter Skull and Acidic Slime, and one of the Nexuses dies to a Doomblade. And I think it might be a double block on the Acidic Slime and chump the Batter Skull.
That seems fine. I like it.
I kind of like that play as well. So if you guys are just joining us, it's Jacob Van Lunen with Gerard Fabiano, and we have round 4, Shaheen Soorani versus Michael Baller, as his last name indicates that he is a baller.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty sweet last name.
They're 1-1. Game 1, Shaheen pretty much got a perfect draw. And that kind of played itself. Game 2, you got a terrible draw, but that kind of played itself. And now Shaheen actually has a lot of options and, you know, trying to think about his best plays, and it's actually a fair game of Magic.
Both players have, you know, had fairly decent draws here. Michael did not have a 6, which is a big difference. Had he had the 6, I think the game would have been much different. Again, though, Michael did have a Liliana, which is something. I mean, he only has one of it between his main deck and sideboard.
Yeah,
so if he hadn't had that, it would have been.
Yeah, he had the answer. Okay, so. I don't know. This is. I mean, who do you think's favorite here?
I don't know what the last card in Shaheen's hand is. I don't know what the last card in Michael's hand is. So.
It looks like a black card.
Go for the throat, maybe?
Yeah. Oh, it actually is a go for the throat. Okay.
I'm gonna say Michael's in the lead.
Yeah. So Sorin's, you know, Sorin's max ability doesn't really do anything here.
No.
I mean, it threatens that Michael really can't play, say, like a Primeval Titan or a Grave Titan until Sorin's loyalty counters goes down. So it's kind of a weird spot. Do you think the Nexus should be going after the Sorin, or should go after Soorani? Well, it went after the Sorin. I'm not sure which play is better, but I guess maybe if he keeps the Sorin in check, then he'll be able to... Oh, wow, second Batter Skull. That's kind of crazy. All right, so Soorani draws a Mana Leak.
It's pretty good. Now he's protected from that 6 that he was so worried about.
Well, he's thinking about blowing it now. He's thinking about blowing it to kill the Batter Skulls. But he won't get the Batter Skulls. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Soorani has a Go for the Throat in his hand.
Yeah, so he can just make another guy.
Yeah, he'll make another guy.
Go for the throat.
Exactly, yeah.
So if he kills the Batter Skulls, someone can just rebuy them. Or if he
Yeah,
kills the Germs, rather.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would just take more time, and then Soorani will have a Mana Leak to prevent it from, you know, coming into play, but there'll still be another one. I think Soorani, like, desperately is looking for a maybe like a Forbidden Alchemy to dig or Consecrated Sphinx. Maybe he's wishing he still has that card. He was like, man, I wish I never discarded that card.
Yeah.
Because look where the game brought him now. I mean, at the time, it just seemed like Karn was the easy discard.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have close to
7 mana.
7 mana at that point. You know,
All right. So
just played his 4th land and only had a 5th in his hand.
Sword makes vampires, correct?
Yes.
So a vampire chumps to keep Soorani around. And Soorani top decks. Looks like something. Oh, well, wow, he almost showed a mana leak. Maybe he did. But it's think twice. And you know, it looks so similar. They're both like 1 in the blue. Oh, wow. This is great. Praetor's Grasp by Soorani. And he's going to go get that Grave Titan.
Yeah.
And it's going to come down next turn. So, yep. Personally, I would get the promo one. The Friday Night Magic one. But he decides to go for the regular M11, M12 one. Yes, there's got to be Grave Titan here.
I cannot imagine it would be anything else.
Yeah. Soorani's thinking, yep. What else could he be thinking about?
I don't know.
No reason to get Solemn. I mean, it's pretty much only Grave Titan, in my opinion. Yep, and it is Grave Titan. Soorani was just double checking. I mean, Michael's at 35 life, just from all those Batterskull, attacks that gains him life. Soorani, he's on 27. He's been gaining life every turn. He's chump blocking with those vampires. Those vampires.
Yeah, there are a lot of life linkers bumping into each other over here. So,
definitely a really. I think Soorani is more of a grindy card than Elspeth. Elspeth is more like a aggressive card.
Yeah, Elspeth just kills people.
Yeah. Jump your guys, make everything indestructible. Soorani's max ability, I feel, is slightly worse. But definitely a somewhat comparable card.
I mean, Soorani's max ability is significantly easier to reach than Elspeth's, and I actually think his max ability is just better than Elspeth's, right? Like all indestructible.
Yeah, the indestructible is just too good. Like all your permanents are indestructible.
Yeah.
All right. So once again, Soorani's life total will probably take up to 28. I believe it should be at. Vampire chumped again. All right. So Battlefield comes down, and there's the mana leak. So next turn Grave Titan is gonna hit the board unless Soorani draws a Sphinx. Then maybe I can see him casting a Sphinx instead. Now the Praetor's Grasp card is not in Soorani's hand, but he could play it anytime. And he might just be doing that. He's tapping 6.
Yep.
All right, there's a Grave Titan.
Nice.
He's going to need some of those awesome Star City zombie tokens. We have them here.
Yeah, we have them here.
I don't know if they have them there.
We could deliver those somehow.
Nah, that'd be
special delivery.
Pretty far away.
We should have a paper airplane making contest, and we can see if we can send them over that way.
Oh,
all right,
Jake.
2 zombie tokens. I like the new zombie tokens.
They're cool.
Similar to Geralt's Messenger.
Yeah. So Michael with 2 cards in his hand. One of them might be a Primeval Titan that he just top decked. I'm not sure though. I mean, if he plays a Primeval Titan, the problem is that
Soorani.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Soorani. But he's got to think: if I Primeval Titan to go get a Wolf Run, how close am I to just killing him with Nexus? Compared to how fast am I going to die from all of Soorani's creatures? So Primeval Titan will deal 6. Grave Titan deals 6. His tokens are going to deal damage. Mike's on a 2-turn clock pretty much. So it's definitely a pretty crazy battle. And I'm not certain that he does have the Primeval Titan in his hand.
And I mean, if he does play the Primeval Titan, then not only can Soorani, go ultimate
It
next
is a Primeval
turn.
Titan. All right. So this is it.
Now we're going to see how the high loyalty Soorani matches up against the most powerful 6-drop in the format.
So this is exciting. So Michael is all in on his Inkmoth Nexus plan to try to deal 10 poison counters. So from this point, Soorani will be on a 2-turn clock. Now Michael, he's at 39 life, but essentially he's facing down a 2-turn clock. Soorani's going to activate his Soorani's max ability. He's going to be able to kill the Primeval Titan and the Germ Token. Now he's not going to get the Germ Token because it's just going to die as a 0/0. But he's going to get the Primeval Titan, he's going to fetch up some lands, he's got to think twice in his yard, he's going to bash in with all his guys. So it's just, kind of an exciting game. Who do you think's going to win? What do you think?
Shaheen.
You think Shaheen's gonna win?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if Shaheen has it in him. It's crazy. All right. U.S. national champion Ali Antrazi's watching this game as well. That's how exciting it is. Takes a break from signing autographs to come join us here.
Soorani Ultimate. That the Primeval Titan comes back. We're gonna get 2 more lands.
Yeah, we are gonna get 2 more lands. Unfortunately,
I don't know how much they're gonna matter.
Yeah, unfortunately for Soorani, he doesn't really have any special lands that he wants to go get per se. He's just gonna go either fetch some Evolving Wilds or some dual lands.
Yeah, when you're playing 3 colors with the mana in this format, you can't really afford to have too many like special lands that are doing things.
Yeah. All right, I think a flashback Think Twice might come about. I can't tell what's in Soorani's hand though.
All right, now.
So this is 2, 4, 5, 11. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think he's flashback. I think. Oh wow, Forbidden Alchemy. That was his last card. That's
nice.
Wow, a Gideon.
Gideon is a good one.
What would you know?
That's
Gideon.
Gotta basically be it, right?
Yeah, I would just take the Gideon, play the Gideon.
+2.
Yeah, +2 it. He's gonna bash in for 11 damage this turn. Next turn, he's dealing well over 20 damage. So yeah, this is just a great
next
spot.
turn he even has the Soorani emblem to go with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And remember that
the Gideon protects that.
Yeah, and the vampire token is lifelink. Not that Soorani's gonna lose to damage, but in future games, those vampires are lifelinks, and that's what pretty much is one of the draws for Soorani. That you're not just making 1/1s like Elspeth did, you're making 1/1 lifelinkers.
Yeah, and you're permanently making them bigger when you're making them bigger.
Yep. All right, so he does decide to get Gideon. All right, they're doing up the math in their head. So yeah, that should be 11 damage. So 39 minus 11.
28.
28. My 710 on my SATs total doesn't come in handy for nothing here. So Michael is down to 28. Now Michael needs to do something here. So
I would agree.
The problem is that he can't even kill the Gideon. That's the number 1 problem.
Yeah, I mean, well, he can't do anything at this point.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. So
despite being at 28, I mean, 28's nothing here.
All right. We interrupt you for a special report. Max Brown actually lost with his mono green deck.
What?
Yeah,
that's absurd to me.
Back to the match. So he can knock the Gideon down, but yeah, I mean, Michael's just going to take too much damage. And Jake, your prediction was 100% correct that Soorani's going to take down this match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my prediction was made once he had a Soorani with 8 counters on it.
Okay, so all right, Solemn
I may not be
Simulacrum.
that much of a soothsayer for now.
Yeah, just unfortunate that that for Michael that Soorani hit that Gideon. I mean, there was a chance that he could have just bricked off with that Forbidden Alchemy. But definitely an exciting match. Round 4.
He did have a lot of outs, though.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, he also had to go for the throat, which can't kill the Nexus. But if that go for the throat, for example, was a Doomblade, then he could have just Doombladed the.
He could have gotten another curse off the top.
Yeah. So it's always rough to decide how you want to split your go for the throats and Doomblades, because you want your go for the throats against your zombie decks, but you want your Doomblades against those Nexuses.
All right. So time to count.
Time to do some math in his head. Well, Soorani cannot kill him this turn. So his plan is just to pump the Gideon and bash with everybody.
And then bash with everybody. You don't even really need Emblem, but
yeah, I mean,
I feel like it's fine here though.
Yeah, Emblem could be fine, or just make another guy.
Yeah, that way
Soorani might want to
post.
Yeah, he might want to flashback a Forbidden Alchemy first, and that's what he's gonna do. Let's see what he. Oh wow, Sphinx, Liliana. What else do you see there, Jake? A Sorin.
A Sorin. And a land.
So Soorani taps his mana correctly.
And Evolving Wilds.
Yeah, you know what? A Liliana could be nice right here. How nice is it to have Sorin a Gideon and a Liliana in play on camera.
Seems pretty nice.
Yeah. Do you remember those decks that used to be worth so much money? I feel like
the all Planeswalker deck,
yeah,
with like Chase and a Shiny Invention and
Elspeth. Yeah. I feel like Soorani's deck is getting close to that. Those Planeswalkers are pretty expensive, but he's fingering that Conjugated Sphinx. I think Elspeth, I believe Liliana is probably the safer play here.
He's got some options. But the thing is, it's Shaheen Soorani, and he's looking at a Consecrated Sphinx.
Yeah, and he does he does love Consecrated Sphinx. All right, so he's doing some math in his head, thinking, should I blow the Sorin? If he has another land in his hand, should I have taken the Sorin, blown the Sorin, play a new Sorin, get another emblem, Because the emblems stack. Unlike Elspeth, once everything's indestructible, you don't need to make everything more indestructible. But with Sorin, give all you guys +1/+0, maybe give all you guys +2/+0. Plus the same Sorin can do that multiple times.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot of people are, just +1ing their Sorins. So when you're playing a troll deck like this, obviously that's what you're supposed to be doing. But there's a lot to be said for just embleming a Sorin immediately.
Exactly.
And just like the effect that has on a game, where you have cards like Lingering Souls in your deck.
Like you were saying before,
You just get dragons.
That's why I'm very surprised that Soorani doesn't play Lingering Souls. Maybe we could ask him later, especially with cards like Forbidden Alchemy and Liliana. But it's just like you kind of want it. You kind of want that reach where you're going to never run out of cards. All right, so Soorani again doing math. I mean, all you pretty much want to do is make that Gideon go up to 10.
Yeah, there's no reason to get frisky and attack with the Gideon.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's just,
Wow, that's... Whoa. So wait.
Gideon got Doombladed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
So wait, he activates...
4, 8, 12.
Comes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
19.
I don't really like that attack. I think I just want to play this safe with Gideon.
Yeah, I mean, he's putting Michael down to 7 here.
I mean, Michael can't, kill Soorani with the...
Oh, did I miss that thing?
What?
So he's going down to 5. I'm sorry.
Eight, 10, 12, 14, 16, 19. So he returns the Batter Skull. Yeah, I think Soorani should. Yeah, no, 7 was right. I think you were right the first time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I counted it.
So he activates a Nexus. Hold on. So he activates Nexus, activates Wolf Run. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
He's living on the edge here. I mean, he.
Yeah, I mean,
just +2 that Gideon.
Yeah, I would have just +2 the Gideon just to play it safe. There's nothing really Michael could have here, so I guess Soorani just wanted to take a different route. And also getting that Consecrated Sphinx was kind of interesting as well, just because it's like, what's that really going to do? With at least that Liliana, you could play it that turn.
Yeah, I mean, if he just plays Liliana, makes his opponent sacrifice a guy, then his opponent needs to chump block with the Nexus, right? Or else he dies.
Well, either way, that's game. Yeah, you needed to block the Grave Titan. But wow, an exciting game. Shaheen Soorani takes it down in 3 games with his Esper control deck. It's pretty interesting. Sorin, Liliana, Gideon, Elspeth, a lot of Planeswalkers. Unfortunately, no Lingering Souls, which I really wanted to see. But definitely a cool deck. If you guys, want the exact